The alien show is here. Hollywood funded it with a huge budget, keeping the claustrophobic terror of Alien. This time the terror isn't in deep space, but on Earth, our last home. It all started with a mysterious crash. A spaceship plummets from the sky without warning, crashing dead center in downtown's busiest district. Nearby security forces saw the whole disaster unfold. They got the call and rushed to the scene in armored vehicles. As medic Hermit stepped out, the apocalyptic scene left him stunned. The wreckage crashed into the Twin Towers, causing civilians to flee in panic. But the rescue team wasn't there for the civilians. They rushed through the devastated mall complex until they spotted part of the crashed ship in a deep crater. Their orders were clear: get inside that ship and save anyone still alive. A large hole in the ship's side saved the team from having to force their way in. They split up to search in 4 different areas. Screens showed the wreck was the Maginota vessel for deep space research missions. What they didn't know, the ship was crawling with extraterrestrial threats. In the control room nearby, the steel deck with claw marks shot colorful sparks. With a crash, a metal panel flew off as a black man burst from the wreckage. The ship's lone survivor remained. He rushed to the control panel, saw rescue teams scattered around, and oddly stated, "I will protect the cargo until backup arrives at the scene." The black man wasn't human, but a mechanically enhanced synthetic. He joined Weyland-Yutani crew on the Maginot for a 65-year space journey to obtain specimens from a remote planet, which they finally collected. After dinner, the crew returned to their cryopods. They'd wake months later as they reached Earth if nothing went wrong. Unfortunately, the specimens broke free from their glass containers, as if triggered by something, and began to wreak havoc throughout the ship. The synthetic detected the threat early but just locked himself in the control room, updating logs rapidly. When a pilot came begging for help, the android ignored him and even welded the door shut. A moment later, the pilot let out a blood-curdling scream. After the noise died down, a horrific alien poked its head. As the alien bashed the door, the android completed his log and opened the safe room. The hatch closed just as the alien broke through the door. The PA system blared the impact countdown as the ship hurtled toward Earth. The synthetic never anticipated the rescue team's swift arrival. As a synthetic being, he had no human emotions. His mind only focused on his mission to protect the specimen from harm. 2 rescuers had already breached the cargo hold. They froze, speechless at the sight of the grotesque specimens. One of them failed to notice a bug dropping from above into his clothes. As they moved to explore deeper, the synthetic appeared with a gun. He made them drop their guns and tied them to a pillar with no intent to harm but to stop them from searching the cargo hold. As soon as the synthetic left, they planned their escape, then felt something crawl on their faces. With his hands tied, he was powerless to resist as the insect pierced his neck. The bitten soldier blacked out instantly, and his comrades soon suffered the same fate. Meanwhile, 3 aircraft reached the crash site as young operatives exited them. They were hybrids developed by Genius Company's top research team. Unlike synthetics, their brains weren't AI-driven but had real human consciousness. Leading the team was Wendy, a terminally ill 12-year-old with days left to live. She was chosen by Genius Company to test their new technology. They moved Wendy's memories and mind into a synthetic body. The procedure succeeded perfectly. Wendy retained her mind while gaining superhuman capabilities. Genius Company then made about 10 hybrid humans. The company president favored Wendy, the first hybrid, and authorized a supercomputer implant. Wendy found a new hobby: accessing global security cameras to track her brother Hermit's movements anytime, anywhere. Though Wendy was no longer a child, her memories of growing up with her brother remained vivid. One day she found out her brother was assigned to explore the crashed ship. Her super brain made her aware of the great peril ahead. She rushed to the president asking to join the search mission at the crash site. While the ship wasn't company property, the damaged Twin Towers were the president's own. The young president was curious about hybrid emotional responses to crises and immediately approved Wendy's mission request. The rescue team aboard gradually realized something was off. Many bodies in the cryopods did not look like impact casualties. From the blood, Hermit deduced these victims had been dead for a week, with something having crawled out of them. The ship felt eerily strange to him all over. Moving through a narrow corridor, the team reached the medical bay. More bodies lay inside. Hermit checked the records. Crew members had been infected weeks prior. A chill ran through them. The ship had been attacked by aliens. But their mission wasn't over yet. They moved through the ship's belly, reaching its core. They aimed to use the fire escape to reach the bottom, but the path broke after a few steps. The captain led across the gap. When it was Hermit's turn, movement came from the hull. He drew his gun just as a monstrous head lunged at him. Hermit had no time to run. The xenomorph swatted him down a floor. His quick reflexes saved him. He scrambled up and bolted for the elevator, barely escaping. Shaken, he fumbled for his walkie-talkie and called for help. Wendy and her team arrived just as the elevator doors closed on Hermit. Knowing Wendy's abilities, Whitehair let her rush to save her brother, sending a teammate to watch her back. The other hybrids formed a team to enter the ship. As team leader, Whitehair knew this was not just training, but that the president had seen the importance of this ship. The owner quickly phoned their private rescue team to go into the building. The owner's urgency sparked the president's interest in what secrets this research ship might hold. The white-haired leader took the team down the hall and found a bud-shaped item hanging from above. It clearly wasn't from this world. The captain wanted to take it out, so he sent others to find a container for it. 3 entered the cargo hold, finding 2 soldiers long dead. The parasites inside them had fully matured now. As they hesitated, they spotted a pair of lifeless eyes staring back. As they got closer, they saw it was another host. A tentacled beast emerged, seeking a new living host. A teammate quickly covered it with a steel basin. Xiao He pushed down with all his force. Leader waited outside corridor, but team never returned. Curious, he entered cargo hold, found alien creatures everywhere. Whitehair, a synthetic leader, connected a data cable to the ship's computer and scanned the hull structure. The hybrid guard wanted to observe more but was called away by his team. Whitehair had just made it a major finding. A compartment housed several egg-like objects. His instincts screamed these were the ship's greatest threat. He radioed the crisis team at once. Meanwhile, Wendy and her partner were searching for her brother. Luckily, no alien monsters yet. They found Hermit's backpack at a fracture, meaning he couldn't be far away. The deep claw marks on the elevator door filled Wendy with dread. Nearby, Hermit kept shouting into his radio, begging for backup. A light appeared ahead. A rescue team member had found them. He wondered where everyone had gone. Even comms were down. Hermit warned of a vicious alien creature. Noises came from next door, so they rushed to knock, only to find a wild party happening inside. Even the ship crash could not disturb them. Hermit kept knocking, trying to persuade them to leave the party. He turned to see the alien behind his mate. He had no time to fire before being lifted up. The owner ran out to check as the alien dropped its prey and ran in. Hermit lay on the ground, hearing non-stop screams of pain. When he got up, the ground was covered with limbs torn by aliens. The homeowner was still crying and crawling. The next moment, that alien creature dove from the balcony. Hermit couldn't dodge as the tail wrapped his legs. Just as death seemed certain, a laser beam struck, leaving the xenomorph lifeless on the ground. It was the surviving android from the ship. As Hermit tried to thank him, the synthetic shot him too. The synthetic wasn't here to save lives, but to ensure the cargo remained intact. He used a stasis gun to cocoon the alien and dragged it toward the cargo bay. About to enter the elevator, he met 3 rescue members. They came to rescue people, but seeing movement in the package, they deemed the synthetic dangerous. The synthetic turned obediently, yet whispered under his breath, "I'm not who you should fear." As he finished speaking, the xenomorph broke free. As it moved to attack the synthetic, yelling from behind drew its focus. The synthetic just stared at the carnage. Wendy and her friend reached the party scene, where the gore made their stomachs turn despite their non-human nature. Not far away, Hermit finally regained consciousness. An antique baseball caught his eye, triggering memories of watching games with his dad. As Hermit stood lost in thought, Wendy's face flashed on screen. Since her rebirth, this first meeting with her brother left her unsure. Whitehair's voice crackled through the earpiece, ordering Wendy to secure the egg site and prevent any movement until backup arrived. Walking down the damaged hall, a teammate finally told Hermit, "This is your sister Wendy." Wendy drove her teammate off. She finally explained she was alive, but the company kept her secret so she couldn't reach out to Hermit. Hermit struggled to accept this. His sister had died from her illness years ago. Only when Wendy shared childhood secrets only they knew did Hermit begrudgingly believe her. They reached the alien egg chamber just then. No doubt about it, these were xenomorph spawn. Wendy's enhanced senses picked up something closing in fast. Before she could react, a xenomorph burst forth and grabbed Hermit in its jaws. Wendy's mission updates it again. Rescue the brother she just met less than half an hour ago. That's it for Alien Earth's first 2 parts. New episodes air weekly, and based on the first 2, it's worth following. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying it. I'll get new content up ASAP.